Imagine you're scrolling through social media and you see a post that's wildly inaccurate. Maybe it's about science, maybe it's about history. You want to help, so you share what you've learned with real data and solid sources. But instead of engaging, the other person shuts down. Maybe they even get angry. Why does this happen? Why do people resist even the clearest truths? The answer isn't about intelligence or stubbornness. It's about how our minds protect us. If we want to help others open up to new ideas, we need to understand why beliefs become so tightly woven into our identities and how, with patience and care, we can gently loosen the knots that keep them bound. Welcome to Spiritual Geography. I'm Joni Miller. In 1799, George Washington caught a simple throat infection. His doctors, firm believers in bloodletting, drained 40% of his blood. They thought they were saving him. Instead, they killed him. Like all of us, the doctors were working from the limits of their knowledge, unaware of what lay beyond. We all carry blind spots, places in our thinking where certainty replaces openness. Growth begins the moment we recognize there is more to learn. Our beliefs are shaped by our families, our education, our culture, and those we surround ourselves with. But our beliefs are more than just thoughts. We weave our beliefs into the very fabric of who we are. So when those beliefs are challenged, it can feel as if the very ground beneath us is shifting. Just as a river shapes the land over time, our understanding is meant to evolve. When we make room for uncertainty, we create space for transformation. This is why people resist contradictory information. Our brains experience discomfort and try to resolve this discomfort, often by rejecting new ideas rather than reconsidering our beliefs. And if our group, the people we surround ourselves with, rejects a belief, then we're less likely to entertain it, even privately. When we have a little knowledge, we feel very confident because we don't yet understand how complex a topic really is. This is the Dunning-Kruger Effect in action. People with limited knowledge often overestimate their expertise because they don't yet see how much they don't know. As they learn more, they often experience a wake-up moment, realizing the topic is far more complex than they initially believed, leading to a drop in confidence before it gradually rises again with true expertise. Like Washington's doctors, many people today trust in what they have learned, unaware that deeper understanding still awaits them. We all start from a place of certainty before life humbles us with complexity. If we can remember our own journey from certainty to curiosity, we can hold space for others as they take this same path. This is why simply presenting facts rarely changes minds. People don't say, "Oh, wow, I see your point." They think, "Nah, I already know enough." That's why piling on more evidence actually tightens the knot rather than loosening it. Sun Tzu, in The Art of War, a 5th century BC treatise on military strategies and tactics, said, "Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across." This means offering people a path to growth that does not require humiliation or shame, only grace. True wisdom does not demand that others admit defeat. It invites them to step forward at their own pace, in their own time. But this isn't how we usually operate, especially on social media. We don't give people a way out. We tend to back them into corners, hoping they'll change. But when people feel trapped, they defend themselves instead of reconsidering their views. Even well-intended facts can feel like an attack. It can imply someone hasn't done their homework or isn't smart enough to understand. But if our goal is to truly help someone see a new perspective, we should ask ourselves, do we want to change someone's belief, or do we just want to be seen as right? Let me give you an example. At the end of World War II, Europe was in ruins. In past conflicts, the defeated had been punished and humiliated, which unfortunately often led to future wars. But this time, instead of crushing Germany further, the U.S. took a different approach, the Marshall Plan. Rather than treating Germany as a permanent enemy, the plan provided aid to help rebuild. It wasn't just about money, it was about giving Germany a way forward with dignity, to become peaceful and prosperous rather than a resentful nation. Instead of forcing them into a position of weakness, the Marshall Plan built a bridge to reintegration. And the result was that Germany, who was once an adversary, became an ally. This was classic Sun Tzu. If you back someone into a corner, they will fight. But if you give them a way forward, they are more likely to take it. So, how do we help someone untangle their beliefs without forcing them to defend themselves? Here are 3 ways. The first is ask, don't attack. So instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "That's interesting. What led you to that conclusion?" This shifts their brain from defensive mode to curiosity mode. And that curiosity may bring someone over the Dunning-Kruger threshold from know-it-all to "there's so much I don't know about this subject." The second way is to find common ground first. If someone thinks you're on their side in some way, they're more open to listening. So find a shared value and say, "I think we both care about whatever that shared value is." And then ask them to think about something new. "I wonder what you think about," and give them a new idea. The third way we can loosen the knot is to let the seed grow. People rarely change in a moment. They need time to sit with a new idea. So instead of expecting instant agreement, plant a thought and let them come back to it later. If a knot is tight, pulling won't loosen it. But if you can gently work it one thread at a time, then the knot begins to give way. Real change isn't instant. If we expect people to flip overnight, we set ourselves up for frustration. If we plant the right seeds, change happens in steps. For example, Abraham Lincoln wasn't always an abolitionist. For much of his early career, he believed slavery should stay where it existed. His views changed, obviously, but it wasn't overnight. It took years of exposure, debate, and internal wrestling before he embraced abolition fully. If early abolitionists had treated Lincoln as a lost cause, would he have evolved? Maybe, maybe not. Most people don't shift instantly. Change happens gradually. If we expect instant transformation, we will just get frustration. I used to think that if I just had the right facts and presented those facts logically, I could change someone's mind. But I've learned that people don't change because they're overwhelmed with facts and logic. They change when they feel safe enough to rethink something. So this week, when you find yourself wanting to correct someone, pause, take a breath. Instead of proving a point, seek to understand. Instead of pushing, invite curiosity. Instead of tightening the knot, loosen it with patience and grace. You may not see the shift immediately, but trust that every seed of understanding, planted with care, has the potential to grow. Because in the end, victory isn't about proving you were right. It's about making sure truth has a chance to be heard. As Sun Tzu said, victory is not in destroying your enemy, but in making them no longer your enemy. Changing minds isn't about winning. It's about opening a door. It's about offering space where understanding can take root, where certainty can soften, and where transformation, however slow, can begin. We don't understand the mysteries of the universe, but we can grow more love. Love for ourselves, love for others, and love for the infinite mystery that lays beyond our understanding. Thank you for tuning in.